Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low. Okay, so we've got to talk about leadership again. I've spoken about leadership, the importance of leadership multiple times over the last couple of years since doing this podcast. I want to go through what the internet talks about with weak leadership versus strong leadership. It says that weak leadership is characterized by indecision, lack of clarity, and avoidance of confrontation. Weak leaders tend to outsource their decisions, manage by consensus, and seek approval. They also tend to focus on events and emotions, and assume they're strong and don't ever change. Maybe that definition there, or that it reminds me of the leadership that we see in the world today. Everyone they focus so much on events and emotions, and they don't ever want to change. They don't ever see the weakness within some of these events and what they're trying to promote. Now, it says that strong leadership, on the other hand, is characterized by proactive approach, clarity, and continuous pursuit of growth. Strong leaders outsource their thinking, embrace uncomfortable conversations, and are not afraid to make independent decisions. They also provide the full picture of a scenario, value the thoughts, opinions, and guidance of their team, and have a mindset of abundance and agency. So the whole reason why I'm talking about this is because I read this article that I'm going to share with you today, and I thought, wow, I think about how American leadership, the United States of America, their leadership used to be viewed in this world, and you compare it to today, and I think things things have changed so much, and yet the leaders that they have in America today they do not see, comprehend, understand their um, their weaknesses. They think, like, they focus so much on events and they focus so much on emotions, but no one tends to sit up and look at it and go, well, to our face, we have people sitting there saying all the right things, saying, oh, Trump, bad man, Trump, he said all these nasty things. He had bad tweets. He said all these things. He's just crazy. But you're all really nice people. You're really great. You're doing such a great job, United States of America. President Biden, or President, who is it? Is Biden president, or is Harris president, or is it still Obama? Probably Obama. You're all the nice people. You're the good ones, and we really respect your leadership. And yet, increasingly, it's not behind their backs, but other leaders throughout the world are starting to say things or just make very confrontational statements. And I do wonder why no one in the United States government is standing up there thinking, you know what, maybe there's something wrong with the leadership style that we have undertaken over the last few years now. This leadership style where we just give in to others, where we embrace organizations that lean towards terrorism ideology, terrorist ideology. We also try to appease governments like the Iranian governments. Maybe that's not working out well for us, and we have lost the respect of other nations. I'm going to bring this headline up. This is the whole reason why I'm talking about this. This should make people sit up and realize that this is why strong leadership is so important. This headline here, talking about leadership and a lack of leadership and what happens when you have weak leadership within the government. Turkish ambassador says Israel and US should be brought to their knees. Ankara has no objections to harsh retaliation by Iran. Okay, so in an exclusive interview with Iran's semi-official Tasnim news agency, which is associated with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Turkey's ambassador to Iran said Ankara cannot dictate how Iran should retaliate against Israel following the assassination of Hamas political bureau chief Ismail Haniyeh, I can't pronounce that properly, but whatever, in Tehran. However, he emphasized that the real answer lies in regional countries uniting to deliver a collective response that would bring Israel and United States to their knees. That's right. This is Turkey, remember, is a part of the United Nations. And this ambassador is speaking out against the United States. Huh? A few years ago, could you imagine him saying this when Trump was leader? No, no way. Could you imagine him saying this back in the day when Reagan was the leader? No, not a chance. But now, weak leadership rules in the United States government. People can say, ambassadors can stand up and say whatever the heck they want. There's not going to be any ramifications. And people know that it's true. People know that you can get away with saying anything, really, because the United States government, weak leadership, just tries to appease everyone, just tries to, they just want everyone smiling and patting them on the back, saying, "Oh, you're really nice people. You're really good. You're doing a great job. We hate you in reality, but you're doing a great job. As long as you continue to be weak and feckless, we'll continue to pat you on the back." So, speaking about the assassination, Turkish ambassador, he said Turkey had no advice to offer Iran regarding its planned retaliation against Israel, which Iran had blamed for the assassination. He added that there was no proposals from Turkey or other countries suggesting restraint, such as be calm, be patient, avoid a military response, don't respond too violently. Goes on to say that Iran will make its own decision. That much is clear. It also appears determined, but we do not know what kind of response it will provide. Time will tell. Whether there will be a military response is also uncertain. What is clear is that the most effective response should be one that compels these aggressive countries to retreat and be brought to their knees. Isn't it isn't it strange the way he looks at it? There's they're being the aggressors. Doesn't does not for 1 minute entertain the thought, the idea that perhaps Hamas, uh, you know, that perhaps other political entities, other political forces, Muslim forces within the region are the ones to actually blame. Or maybe it was Iran that brought this upon themselves because, because they're the ones that they're the puppet masters who are pulling the strings in the background. It's funny that he doesn't put any of the blame on Iran. So the ambassador's reference to aggressor countries clearly includes Israel and the United States, along with their allies. Kurlangic also pointed out that the developments following Haniyeh's assassination are not solely Iran's responsibility, but involve all the countries in the region. He questioned whether those who hosted Haniyeh or claimed to support the Palestinian cause would bear no responsibility in this matter. Of course, I want patience. Iran will make its decision with steadfastness and patience, and perhaps it will make the best decision. We cannot know that. We can only respect it. Look, he just rambles on a bit more and a bit more. All I'm saying is this is what happens when you have weak and feckless leadership, especially in a country. Now, I don't happen to think that Trump is the be all and end all and he's the absolute best leader out there. However, he is he is miles and miles ahead of the leadership that you've had for the last 4 years, close to 4 years, with Biden and Harris. And Harris can stand up there and say that she's the change maker. She's going to set everything right. She's been the flipping vice president for almost 4 years. She has helped oversee the problems, the weak leadership, and the other problems that the United States has had for so long. She's part of the problem. But now she stands up and says, "Oh, well, I'm going to fix everything. I'm going to change everything. Forget about what I haven't done, what I could have done for the last 4 years." Like I said, I don't think that Trump is the absolute greatest, It's not the best, but he is so many miles ahead of Biden and Harris and eh, the Democratic Party as a whole. So much more. And he is so much of a he is a stronger leader than Harris. You will see more and more of this kind of talk, this kind of rhetoric from ambassadors, from representatives of other, especially Islamic countries across the world, if the United States continues down this path where it continues to vote in the Democratic Party. They are weak. They are the epitome of weak leadership. And like I said, it's not that the Republicans are perfect, and sure as heck is not that Trump is perfect, but you need strong leadership if you're going to have a strong government that can guide the United States out of the absolute mess that it is in right now. And I think stories like this showing the complete lack of regard and the lack of respect that nations like Turkey Turkey and Iran have, is extremely dangerous. And if you don't take care of it and you don't vote in strong leadership, well, we're just going to see the continuation of disrespect and war and aggravation coming from the Middle East. Now, I say all this thinking what I think is the best thing for the United States, the best thing for the rest of the world, is for Trump to win the next election. However, I watch the way things are going in the media, and I'm not going to say it's my gut, but I'm not going to be surprised if Harris wins the next election, because it seems that so many citizens of the United States, so much of the media just lapping up the Kool-Aid that Harris is putting out there, believing the lies and the rhetoric that's coming out of her mouth. She speaks gibberish, and the media still lap up the lies. They lap up the Kool-Aid that she puts out there. But if Trump isn't voted in, I just think there's going to be it's going to be absolute chaos, and the United States will never, they're never going to get back the respect from any of these nations like Turkey. This shows the importance of strong leadership versus weak, feckless leadership like the Democratic Party in the United States. Anyway, that's just my opinion. You let me know what you think. I'm Jay Fallon. Thanks for listening to The Slippery Slope.
And say it isn't real, and please don't go away. Just give me one more day. What if I could? What if I could turn back time? I'd make you smile again. And if I could unbreak your heart, and we could start again. What if I could? What if I could turn back time? I'd make you smile again. And if I could unbreak your heart, and we could start again. We could start again. We could start again. We could start again.